Guys, it's your girl T, and I have another story that's coming from across the pond, and this time it's not coming from England, but it's coming from Belgium. And this story is just really disturbing and heartbreaking. Like, literally it had me in tears when I first found out about this situation. So what's going on in this story is that basically we have a 35-year-old woman. Her name is Thioro Mbow, and she's of African descent. She was married to a white Belgian man. She's a mother of 4, but her last 3 children were by this man. Her children's names were 6-year-old Madison, Abigail, who was 4 years old, and Umi, who's 2. So what is going on is that basically they had been in some type of custody dispute. She also has a 9-year-old daughter named Daraya, but Daraya was at school. Her father is a different father from all these other 3 kids. So what was going on is that they were in the middle of this heated custody battle. The father wanted full custody of his daughters. And so when she received this letter, they're saying that this letter basically caused her to snap. And she locked the 3 children into a shed in the garden. And then she called the father on the phone and was like, I want you to listen to their screams. I want you to listen to them die. And then she lit the shed on fire and basically burnt these little girls to death. This situation is just so heartbreaking. It makes no sense whatsoever. The father was so distraught. He heard his girls screaming and crying. He got off the phone. He called his sister and asked his sister to run down to his house. By the time the sister got there, she said the woman was there. She had no expression on her face. She was showing no emotions. And she just basically told the sister that it took all of 10 minutes to kill these girls. And when she opened up the shed, there were the charred remains of these 3 little girls, these 3 little innocent babies. So this whole situation is just sick to me. You know, I don't understand. You know, people talk a lot about how we're in our last days. This world is getting more evil, more sadistic. And this story definitely screams just straight evil. Because I don't see how anybody could burn somebody alive, let alone not 1 but 3 children. 3 children that she chose to give birth to. You know what I'm saying? And she did this purposely to spite that man because, like I said, she didn't kill her other daughter, who was the oldest, who was by somebody else. That little girl went to school. But the other children, the 6-year-old was old enough to go to school. She purposely kept the 6-year-old home so she could kill her with the other 2 children. You know, and another thing that really bothers me online is I see a lot of people deflecting, making excuses, saying that supposedly this woman was abused, that the father's not that innocent. I don't give a damn if this man was pounding her face into the pavement day in and day out. At the end of the day, she could have called the police. She could have got out of this abusive relationship. There's no excuse for her to kill her own flesh and blood to spite somebody who's abusing her. So I get so tired of people making up excuses for crazy bullshit behavior. This was just plain straight up evil, and her ass needs to be locked up for the rest of her life or give her the death penalty. But I know they usually don't do the death penalty in Europe, so I hope she gets locked up for life. You know what I'm saying? Because this makes no sense, and I definitely feel bad for that father. She did this just to punish him. She did this just to spite him. It's not cool. It's not okay. There's no excuse for that whatsoever. These 3 innocent children lost their lives. Why? Because their mother wanted to pay back their father. And for him to want to have full custody of these girls, it probably says a lot about her. He probably saw something in her, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't ticking, that wasn't all there. And he felt like she didn't need to have full custody of these girls. And the fact that she could kill her daughters over receiving some papers for full custody, as opposed to going to court and trying to fight for full custody or show that he's the bad parent and that the kid should be with her, she chooses to lock her kids up in the shed and burn them alive. This whole situation is just sickening to me. Anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire disturbing situation that's coming out of Belgium. Do you feel like there's any excuse for this behavior? How do you feel about people deflecting and trying to make excuses for her? Because we know damn well if this was a man who chose to kill his children to spite his ex-wife, he would be horrible. Nobody would make any excuses for him. They would say lock him up and throw away the key. Let's stop making excuses for women when they do fucked up ratchet things. At the end of the day, she deserves to be in jail for the rest of her life for what she did to these children. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. All right. Deuces.